There's a performance trick that many leaders never speak about. Your peers don't talk about it, your global partners will never mention it, and your HR, they will not even bring up in your talent review. And it has nothing to do with miracle morning routines or 5 a.m. schedules. What I'm pointing out is much more quieter, yet strangely for many leaders, this is extremely powerful. It's the way your evening ends. While everyone is obsessed about how early they wake up, how many meetings they have attended, and how many calls that they have taken throughout the day, there's something else that is happening in the background. Something that shapes almost 90% of how you show up tomorrow as a leader. The first pattern is so simple yet easily missed. When does your day actually end? Think back to your last real conversation with yourself at work. Not the one where you said I'm done, but the one where your mind kept going. You hung up from the last US call, your body was tired, but something inside you stayed awake. One more email, one more ping, and one more deck. It's interesting how our day never ends, even when all the events on the calendars are marked off. And most leaders never realize this because they do not understand how much of tomorrow is shaped by not what we do today, but the ones that is carried over to the next day. And this matters because most leaders do not realize about how much of their tomorrow is shaped by what refuses to switch off today. I'll come to that, but for now, let's go back to our reflections. Reflection number 1. When your laptop shuts, which part of you is still trying to complete something? When your body says enough, but your mind says one more email, which voice do you listen to and why? What would change in your leadership if your day ended the moment you ended the day, not when the world wanted you to end? Reflection number 4. When you do not switch off at night, which emotions still keep you awake or online? Is it fear? Is it guilt? Is it responsibility? Or is it entirely something else? The second pattern appears in what your mind carries forward. Some leaders fall asleep thinking about 20 things, but only a few of them actually matters. Kind of like how restaurants nowadays serve portion size almost 3 times of what they used to do in the 1970s. Our body doesn't need so much of food and our mind do not need so many thoughts. But when the plate is large, we tend to fill in. Sometimes just noticing which 2 or 3 thoughts follow you to your sleep says a lot more about your leadership than the 20 that fill in your notebook. Those few thoughts often decide how you wake up, what you focus on, and how you show up the next morning. It's fascinating how the mind feels full, not based on quantity, but based on what feels unfinished. By the way, my name is Coach Ani. I am a leadership executive coach with 20 years of experience working in the GCCs, the Global Capability Centers. In the last 5 years, I have helped thousands of employees condense their years of struggles into months and weeks through my Zero Advice coaching. I know exactly what's going on in your mind. You want to know what is Zero Advice coaching. I'll get there in a moment, but for now, let's go back to the third pattern that most leaders do not realize. But before I go there, here are some reflections on pattern number 2. But I want you to really pause, take your time according to your own pace. Write down what shows up for you as you listen to these questions. When you lie down at night, what thoughts keep you awake and which one quietly let you go? If there are only 2 thoughts that could follow you to your sleep, which one would they be and why? Are the busiest thoughts in your mind the most important one or just the loudest? The final pattern shows up in what you let touch you before you rest. Ultra-processed foods are designed to keep you awake. So are the screens. A single late night notification can change your internal rhythm. Your breath, your thought, your mood, your sleep. Some leaders notice how the next morning feels heavier after a night spent almost resting, but never fully feeling fresh taking on the new day tomorrow. And others notice how differently they show up while being ready to take on anything that the day has to offer. It's less about discipline, but more about how your system responds without any friction. Your body knows, your mind knows, and your leadership presence knows. And here are some more reflections. Which part of you reacts to the late night notification? Is it your habit, Is it your responsibility or is it something completely different? How often does your body say stop, but your mind says one last time? Which version of you show up every morning? The one that has never really powered down or the one that has really reset? If your phone reflected your inner state at night, which image would it show up? What becomes possible in your leadership when your mind meets the morning without any friction? Forget apps, hacks, and planners for a moment. Something much softer is happening here. The leaders who feel sharp, calm, and grounded share one thing in common. The next morning doesn't start because they showed up early. It starts strong because something inside them ended the night before. And people around them feels the difference sometimes without knowing why. Because the real secret is not how early you rise. It's how completely you let the day set. If this made you pause for a moment, I'm curious which part stayed with you. Now, if you ever wanted more reflections like this, now you know where to come to. I will see you in your next reflection soon.